Welcome to another episode of the Inspiring Entrepreneur podcast, where we learn from stories of successful entrepreneurs. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Amit Patil. Hi, Amit.
Hi.
Amit's grandfather was in the business of trading of utensils, and Amit Patil has been successfully able to grow this business multifold, and his company is a one-stop solution for city beautification throughout India. So it will be very interesting to learn from the journey of Amit. So hi Amit.
Hi. Thank you for having me here, Piyush.
Yeah, welcome. So Amit, let's start from the start. Yeah. What's been your academic kind of background like?
So, my schooling has been done from St. Xavier's in Mumbai. Post that, I've done my diploma in production technology. Then I've done my engineering, production engineering from DJ Sanghvi College of Engineering in Ville.
Right.
Once after graduation, I did my implant training in Mahindra & Mahindra as a design engineer. So that was an amazing experience, my first stint with a corporate. Post that, I felt the need of doing something in management. That's why I joined NMIMS, where I did my MBA in family business management, because family business has always been my backbone. So definitely I felt I could do something really great if I did my MBA in family business. Post family business, I wanted to work in some another area which is completely different from what my family business was into. So that is the time I selected a company called Universal Consulting, which was a strategy consulting firm and majorly working across the globe. So in that was, I think, one of my turning point, because in that job I got a huge exposure how companies work internationally, how businesses have challenges, how to come out with solutions for those all challenges. So the beauty about being in a strategy consulting job was there was direct interaction with all the entrepreneurs, the owners. So we used to actually understand from the horse's mouth what are the challenges they are facing. And we as consultants were supposed to give solutions for all these challenges. And the best part was in strategy consulting was all the jobs were not at all monotonous. Each and every project used to be in a duration of 1 month to 6 months, in which we used to guide the management whether they should be in this business, if yes, what differences they should be doing, what changes they need to do to achieve success. So I think that was an amazing exposure which I got in my job at strategy consulting.
Our life is full of stories, and I think your life has a very interesting story to be told. I think you got engaged and something interesting happened then.
So yes. So when I was working with Universal Consulting, so there was a time when I happened to meet Nikita, my better half, and we decided to get married. So when the engagement date was set, my company told me to go to Djibouti, that was East Africa, for a project of Dubai Port World. And our entire courtship period of 6 months, I was in Djibouti and she was in Mumbai. And that is when she said, Amit, either you're joining business or you're doing a business. If yes, I'm getting married to you. If you're going to stick to your job, I don't want to marry you. That was when I decided to quit that job and venture into business.
So finally, Amit Patil decided to get into family business. I think that time the business that you were into was supplying to OEMs, right?
Right. So basically, my grandfather started a utensil trading business in Girgaon in Mumbai, and where means we come from a very big joint family. So my uncles used to take care of that. My father ventured into manufacturing with sheet metal. Because he wanted to do something in manufacturing, he started manufacturing utensils, he started manufacturing tiffin boxes, your tawa, pole part, lemon squeezer. So all these products my father started manufacturing in Goregaon. Eventually, we ventured from sheet metal to aluminium die casting, which my father felt at that time very lucrative business. And it was actually a lucrative business because India was growing. There was a lot of requirement for aluminium castings in automotive, in lighting industry, and that is where he took the plunge. Post that, my brother joined the business, and we ventured majorly from lighting industry for supplying of castings to manufacturing all major parts in engine and transmission for automotive industry.
Right.
And that is where our actually growth story started.
So, tell us about your first, 5 years of your business. So what were the challenges? What were the things that you really found
So
exciting?
just to give you a background, our family business is majorly into aluminium die casting for all automotive OEMs. So in that, I felt the business was very monotonous because in automotive, we always talk about zero-based costing, wherein each and every portion of cost has to be put on the paper, which the OEM agrees to. There's a fixed percentage of profit and overheads which the OEM gives you. Plus, they tell you how much to manufacture, at what price to manufacture, when to deliver, how much to deliver. So, in short, you're just like a supervisor in your own company. So, I felt pretty, but the only good part of the entire industry was the business was huge. It's a huge turnover business. Even next 5 to 10 years, the entire clarity of business was there.
Right.
But in that business, the main thing is you have to manage the show from your factory. You are absolutely, like all your finance and everything you have to manage on your own.
Right.
And there is no, it's a very monotonous stuff. So no creativity at all.
So then, I think from OEM, then you moved on to.
So when we were doing all this aluminum casting business for automotive, we got an opportunity for manufacturing because LED industry was growing. So manufacturing all the castings for lighting industry. As I mentioned to Piyush Bhai, that we were majorly working with all OEMs. OEMs are original equipment manufacturers, so they're basically corporates and they have their own brands, huge brands like. So while working with M&M, as I said that, any which ways we are masters in castings.
Right.
So LED industry was growing. We got a good opportunity to start manufacturing for LED industry like Bajaj, like Crompton Greaves. So Philips, CNH Javis, Wipro Lighting. And that is where we learned the entire art of manufacturing various products for in lighting industry. So it was a very natural, I would say, from automotive to lighting, the transition was very natural because the base material we were already working on to.
Right. Wonderful.
So when we started doing this, the OEM gave us opportunity. Why are you only supplying this castings? Why don't you do value addition in terms of do the entire assembly,
Right.
do the branding and start selling it to us?
Yeah.
So we captured that opportunity. We started manufacturing the entire range and complete packing used to be done at our factory.
Okay.
And then we used to send it to the OEM portion.
Right.
One day, Bajaj came to us and they said, any which ways you're manufacturing the lighting, why don't you start manufacturing the decorative poles also?
Right.
Now that was a completely different business because from castings, it was a complete fabrication and a complete value addition designing portion of business, which we said, why not? What's harm in trying?
Right.
So I would say that is something, it came as an opportunity for which we grabbed it. And the first major project along with Bajaj was the 2011 Commonwealth Games, where we supplied like thousands of poles across Delhi city which have been installed during that period.
I think one of the very important lesson for all of us as entrepreneurs from this is that when opportunity knocks the door, one should just say yes.
I think, yes, I think whenever opportunity comes, please say yes. Because see, you have nothing to lose. Any which ways you have a business which is going on.
Right.
There is something new which is coming. Why not give it a try? Worst was what is going to happen?
Yeah.
You'll just stop this and you'll again go back to your own thing.
Yeah. Also, I think one of the very important milestones that you really crossed is creating Suncity as a brand. So,
Yes.
when did this idea come, and tell us more about it?
So my entire life, right from my father, we have always been working with corporates and OEMs. We have always been to B2B segment. We had never ventured into market on our own. So very factory people. We were always happy in a factory, managing the show, managing design, managing production. So there was an opportunity to come up with your own brand because the market was growing. There was a requirement in the market where people wanted something new. They wanted something, products which are customized, something which is what they required, some value added stuff. And when we researched in that market, there was absolutely no player, right from corporates to OEMs to any local player also. There was no player in the market who could give this solution to the customer. And that is the time when I felt up there is a requirement, and why not take a plunge into the complete.
Yeah, so you successfully created this brand called Suncity, and then what next was there?
See, the entire idea about creating this brand Sun City was to give a very value added product to the customer, to give a customized product to a customer, whatever they wanted. The story behind Sun City and creating that was my past experience. The number of travels which I've done abroad, even during my job period with Universal Consulting, there was a lot of trips which I did abroad. And one specific thing which I observed in Gulf and in European countries was each and every product was designed. There was some design element, there was some thought process behind each and every street furniture what has been placed on the roads.
Right.
So whenever you used to visit or when you used to drive past, you always used to wonder. It's so beautiful. Even the benches, the signages, the decorative poles, the dustbin, everything had some design element which was related. The color combinations were so beautiful. So it was almost, I would say, which I felt that in India this was completely missing. There was nothing, I would say, which was correlated or means, I would say, ergonomically designed. Or so whenever we drive in Mumbai or any part of India, always we see the disconnect. The signal pole will be some different colors. The actual decorative pole will be something else. The dustbins will be placed something else that will be of different material. The planters would be of something different colors. So I felt there was a requirement for this industry in our country where every city or every place or every junction can be designed in such a way that we can practically show that the culture, the heritage of that particular, the importance of that particular place on those street furnitures, and eventually the local public can enjoy the entire beauty and come out on the streets to enjoy the lighting and I would say a completely great city experience where every street is beautifully marked, the pavers are perfectly laid, there are proper signages, the lighting is so perfect that you feel safe to walk on those streets.
So, as a real entrepreneur, Amit, it's very obvious that we seek opportunities, we see dreams. There is this vision that was born that in other countries like UK and the US, there's very nice street furniture. The cities are ergonomically designed. Now that vision is there, but how did you convert that into reality? What are the challenges, or how did you go about doing that?
So basically, lighting has always been a part in our business. Eventually, there was an opportunity, as I said, which came into the decorative streetlight poles business. Once we mastered that business, there was a big opportunity which was lying ahead in city beautification space. So what is city beautification space basically?
Right.
Piyush bhai, so city beautification space is exactly what all things goes on the streets. You called it like a street furniture. That is where we started focusing on.
Right.
And that is exactly what we are currently doing, where we venture from lighting to decorative poles, now into street furniture, where we are designing and manufacturing almost every item which goes on the streets. Right. So let it be planters, let it be signal poles, decorative poles, dustbins, benches, uh, tree protectors, railings.
Oh, interesting. So, Amit, it is very kind of simple or easy to convince a corporate client to get into something new and innovative.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to convincing the authorities, what are the steps that you took, or how did you go about doing that?
So Piyush bhai, right from start, we have always been with corporate,
Right.
and the language in corporate, it's
Yeah.
pretty straight.
Yeah.
But at that time, I realized the business which I am into is not a corporate business, because the business is very limited in corporate.
Yeah.
The biggest client for my business was government.
Right. Okay.
So that was where I thought whether I should take that plunge from going from corporate to this government business, because whomever I used to talk, they used to say government business is very difficult. Never venture into that.
Right.
But then I said, why not give it a try? And trust me, when we initially launched this brand and we started with our marketing activities, the entire industry was not ready. We were at least 6 to 7 years ahead of time.
Wonderful.
There was no one even listening to what we wanted to give. Because our first reaction when we used to tell them, let us do something unique, let us do something interesting, let us do something which is apt for that particular area, particular garden, particular street. It was so much of pushing. So this entire business was convincing the authorities, convincing them, please try and invest in something which would be beneficial for the public. Let us start doing that. So we got a first breakthrough in Thane Municipal Corporation,
Wonderful.
where the commissioner gave us a complete free hand, and he gave us, why don't you start with all the gardens? So almost, I'm more happy to tell you that almost 80% of Thane gardens we have designed. So there we started pushing this decorative poles, decorative bollards, decorative fixtures, a beautiful look. And the beauty was people started enjoying these products.
Wonderful.
The people who always used to be away from coming to this gardens because there was very limited light, it used to be very dull kind of thing. Children never used to come to play. With all these changes, it automatically became a street or a garden, a space where people started enjoying their evenings
Wonderful.
with families and all.
Superb. I think there's a great learning for all of us as entrepreneurs here is to take that first mover advantage. So what Amit you did is, you saw a vision and you saw that a vision much ahead. There was no market for that at all. So you created your own market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, moving out of OEM business, which was a red ocean business, and applying creating your whole new market in itself.
Absolutely.
And these days, this business is rocking like anything.
Yeah, in fact, as I told you, since 2013, we've been pushing behind the city beautification initiatives.
Right.
And so it almost took us 9 years.
Yeah.
For where now city beautification has become the main focus area in smart cities. Where now if you see in Mumbai, they're almost spending 400 crores
Wonderful.
in city beautification space. And the changes we are seeing every day now.
Yeah.
There are a lot of changes happening. People have openly accepted and they're enjoying this entire thing, what is happening. A lot of my friends, colleagues, my partners, I don't know, friends, colleagues call me seeing my products on the streets and tell me how beautiful it is looking.
Yeah. Now the whole city looks decorated like there's some festival going on.
Absolutely.
And there's, Mumbai streets, I think in Delhi also a lot is happening.
It's happening pan-India. There are almost 100 smart cities coming up in India.
Right.
And everywhere, beautification, you talk about A cities, B cities or C cities, everywhere city beautification is coming up in a very big way.
Yeah, so cities are looking, vibrant. Cities are looking full of energy and beautiful. Superb. So, so when you say city beautification, what is it that you do in a city, right? What do you do?
Now, in city beautification, now suppose there's an area. Now, for example, you take Gateway of India, Colaba and Cuff Parade in Mumbai city.
Right.
Now, that is the most prime areas in our country or in our city. In that, the entire, if you see the buildings, and they're all British era types.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, when the entire vibes is of the old colonial British era types, the street furniture requirement over there is all heritage types.
Right. Okay.
So city beautification, when you come into that, okay, so we design all this furniture, street furniture which goes on the streets in those areas as per the history of that area, the vibes of that area, the culture of that area. We design the complete street furniture. So what comes under street furniture? Basically your decorative poles, your bollards, your dustbins, your benches, your railings,
Right.
all these things, even signages, your signal posts. So whatever goes in those streets, they're particularly designed for that particular area.
Wonderful.
Which I think you can now visit all these areas and see how beautiful it has come up.
So, Amit, in your 16 years of journey, what have been the lessons that you have learned as a business owner?
I think the first thing is look out for opportunities.
Right.
Because as entrepreneurs, we always have to keep our eyes and ears open because you never know when opportunities can knock your door. So one thing is, okay, you're doing some business right now. You're in XYZ business, but you never know that tomorrow a big opportunity comes in a different business, which might be like your forward integration or backward integration.
Right. Sure.
So always look out for opportunities. A simple example is we started with the street furniture business with all metals. Now recently we started a manufacturing plant in Nasik for FRP. It's for fiber reinforced plastic. So we have expanded our scope in city beautification from just street furniture to gazebos, to pergolas, to planters, to sculptures, fountains, murals. So you name it, now we are a complete one single stop for all city beautification solutions. I think the second lesson would be deliver X+1 to your customer. I would say give some value addition to your customers. A simple example I would like to share is recently we did a project in Bhima Shankar Mandir where we had completely beautified and eliminated the entire pathway up till that mandir. Now, whenever there used to be a requirement for such things, always the architects used to place a normal pole with a street light, but wherein we said, why not give some value addition? It is for Mahadev Mandir. Why not give some design where we can put up Trishul, Damru, which is very close to Mahadev's personality. Why not put it up on the street furniture on that? So we came up with this idea, we delivered this design, and trust me, it is looking so fabulous. So once you just enter the Bhima Shankar premises from the bottom of the hill, you're already in that zone, in that space, in that zone, where you start enjoying the entire experience, the aura of that entire place comes right in front of you.
So yes, deliver X+1 is a very important lesson that you shared. So I'm sure that even the clients were not aware that this kind of experience that they can give to the devotees who are coming there.
The next lesson I would like to give is listen to your customer. An example on this I would give you is, so recently we have completed 3 major projects in Raj Bhavan, in Mayor Bungalow, and in Additional Commissioner Bungalow.
Right.
So everywhere the customer requirement was very vague in terms of what they actually want. With a team of experienced architects on board, we were able to capture each and everything, whatever they wanted in such heritage structures, and bring to life the same glory what the structures had during British era. And that is what we exactly delivered.
Wonderful. So Amit, your entrepreneurship journey so far has been a great learning experience for all of us. A lot of entrepreneurs who are listening to this podcast would like to learn from you. What is one message that you would like to share with entrepreneurs who are majorly stuck at growing their business?
I would say, guys, go out and take risk. Because we are in such an era, it's a very amazing time in the history of our country. Next 10-15 years is going to be phenomenal in terms of growth, in terms of development, in terms of the opportunities which will be thrown right, left, center to each and every one of us. So guys, you just have to be out and look out. Next 10-15 years is going to be phenomenal in terms of growth, in terms of development, in terms of the opportunities which will be thrown right, left, center to each and every one of us. So, guys, you just have to be out and look out because there is, I think, endless possibilities which each and every one of us can. And I think one more thing, especially with the entrepreneurs which are stuck, is try delegating. Friends, if I give you my example, almost 95% of my time I'm at my customer's end because I feel that is where the opportunity lies, where we hear, we talk, we generate opportunities or we generate business
Right.
rather than sitting in the office. Have your backend team amazing. I would say that's what my father always told me, that select the right person for the right job. You should spend maximum time in selecting the right person because one thing, if you are able to select a very right person for a particular job, your 100% of your tension goes away. I think one most important reason why entrepreneurs are not able to delegate is because there is always a trust factor which is missing. So I think for all entrepreneurs, I would just like to mention that as entrepreneurs, we should just focus on three things. The first thing is to generate maximum sales. You have to have lots and lots of meetings with your potential clients, with your existing clients, develop a rapport, network, uh, be amazing on digital marketing because you have to generate sales because your entire business growth story happens on sales.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, all post-mortem activities have to be delegated because that is not going to earn you any revenues.
Right.
So as entrepreneurs, just focus on sales. You have to be out in the market. You have to be at your customers' end. You have to be out uh, at the sites, and you have to really be behind sales. That is, I feel, number one. Second thing I feel is you should be very serious about payment collections because I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs struggling for getting their payments out. So, friends, be very clear about your payment terms. First couple of hours should go in following up your payments. And third thing is, again, we come back to delegating is getting work done from your people. So again, I'm telling you the things which are petty, where your time is precious, and that all things you should delegate.
So thank you, Amit. This was a master class in setting up a business, growing a business, expanding horizons in business, and I'm sure the listeners have learnt a lot, and there's a lot to apply in their own businesses. With that, we come to the end of this episode. In case you want to get in touch with Amit, the links are there provided in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching this show. Thank you very much, Amit, for coming to this show.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
And I'll see you in the next episode.